Hey everyone, it's Tira with Rent Mason Bees.
And Abigail with the UC Davis Williams Bee Lab.
We just wrapped up our live in the lab with Abigail, and we wanted to do a follow-up video to teach you how to store your clean, nice and clean cocoons over winter in your refrigerator and set it at the right humidity. It's very important to the 3 steps when you're hosting mason bees. 1, put out clean nesting material at the beginning of spring, stacking trays or cardboard tubes. 2, you're removing them at the end of spring. It's really important. They only live 6 to 8 weeks and you don't want other predators to get to them. And then 3, the big step is you're harvesting and cleaning everything in the fall, which is October, November, December. You want to make sure you're cleaning your bees. So I have a step-by-step video. I'll link it down below on how to open everything up and clean. But one of the steps in the process of harvesting and cleaning is storing your bees in the refrigerator over winter. And I get asked a lot of questions on how to do that. And here at the Bee Lab today, Abigail opens up her refrigerator and she has all these containers set at different humidity levels. And I'm like, oh my gosh, brilliant. Let's have Abigail teach you how to set the right humidity for your bee cocoons that have been cleaned in the refrigerator.
So what you're gonna need is your Tupperware that you're storing your bees in. It's super important that there are 2 separate containers for them. So one, we'll have the cocoons, which is the bigger one, and then we'll use the smaller one, which would be the side container for the salt, which is going to help us hold the proper humidity for your bees.
And these can be found at the dollar store. We have a list on our bee supply list on when you're cleaning and harvesting. It's very inexpensive and cheap. Just go to the dollar store. You don't need scrapers, you don't need screens, and just buy. This is a perfectly good container. Cocoons on one side, your humidifier stuff on the other side at the dollar store.
The next thing that you're gonna need is a little bit of water. I have literally a tiny little cup full of water here. And then the other thing you need, I have a humongous container, you don't need this much. This is magnesium chloride hexahydrate. So this is a common salt that is used in sports supplements. You can buy it like on Amazon or probably GMC, the vitamin store. So yeah, this is a common supplement that you use. It's basically like table salt. It's edible, safe, so you don't have to worry about using gloves or anything like that. So what you're gonna do first, because we don't wanna suffocate our bees in our Tupperware, in the lid, you wanna poke holes. I have a little thumbtack to easily poke holes. You wanna poke a good number so that they get air in there. Do that a few times around the lid. There we go, there's like 6 or 7, good to go. Next thing you're gonna do is put your salt in this side container. So
How many tablespoons or teaspoons are you putting in there?
this is probably 1 tablespoon or so. We can do it a little bit by eye. So this dissolves pretty easily. You don't need a lot of water to dissolve it. What you're going for though is for the salt to be completely dissolved and then have some crystals left over at the bottom. We want the water to be completely saturated with the magnesium chloride, and that way it will hold at the proper humidity. So we'll pour this in. You see a lot of it dissolved already. We'll give it a little stir around. And that actually looks like a good amount because there's still salt crystals left at the bottom. As you can see, it's cloudy. And then you can just stick your cocoons in the other side here, and this will slowly release the proper amount of water into the Tupperware or absorb the water molecules out of the air into the salt and maintain it somewhere around 40 to 50% in your fridge over winter, which is perfect for the bees.
Yes.
Not too humid, not too dry. And you can just keep an eye on this. I mean, even a very small amount of the salt solution like this will last you for months, but you can keep an eye. If you see that there's not very many salt crystals left on the bottom, you can just add another scoop in, or if the water dries up, just throw another tablespoon of water in.
It's perfect.
Yeah, super easy. And then you'll just seal it up. Again, make sure there's some holes in the lid for your bees. And this can hang out in your fridge all winter.
Yes, and at our bee shop in Bothell, when we're harvesting, cleaning 3 million mason bee cocoons, our refrigerator is already humidity controlled, and we make sure that we don't have any cocoons to show you today, but just envision there's cocoons in here. You're gonna wanna kind of not stir them, but just kind of rotate them every few weeks in your refrigerator. You don't want them all stacked on top of each other. So what we do at the shop is we take a little, we just kind of rotate our cocoons, and I'll show you a picture of that. There's rows and rows of cocoons in our back refrigerator. So super easy to store your own bees. Make sure you're using nesting material that you can easily open and clean, stacking trays, cardboard tubes. Please don't use logs with holes drilled in it or bamboo. Bamboo holds moisture and mold, and they're very hard to open, and then drilled logs never can open, and those just become predator habitats. So this is a great step. Thank you for teaching us that. I get asked that question all the time. How do I do humidity? And then of course we're at the bee lab and it's all right there. So anything else to add?
No, super easy. Yeah, I didn't know it was something we needed in our fridges. I would have shared sooner.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Well, good. I will link links down below with how to clean and what to look for in your nesting material. And feel free to reach out with any other questions at info@rentmasonbees.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy pollinating.
Thank you.